Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? They had something very unusual tonight that I wasn't expecting. Because I usually don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore. I did reviews on, well, the 40th anniversary last year, and then Donald Trump hosting and Ronda Rousey hosting. My thoughts on that. But I haven't. I don't usually watch Saturday Night Live. I haven't watched it in a while. And I was flipping to, and I looked, and they were doing a tribute to Prince. I think they're the very first time Saturday Night Live has ever done like a full 90-minute show dedicated to a music performer that they lost, that's passed away. And they've done it for cast members that passed away, like Chris Farley. And they did a thing for Prince, and Jimmy Fallon hosted it. I'm not the biggest Jimmy Fallon fan, but I think he did a good job hosting it. And then basically it was a bunch of clips of Prince performing for the most part. And they were really good. I mean, very interesting, entertaining stuff. I mean, because he's most known for Purple Rain, but this is a lot of stuff after Purple Rain, including like stuff from Batman stuff, Electric Chair. And it was really cool seeing that. And they had a bunch of performances. And then they had... They have a performance, then they have a commercial break. And they had a great story. Jimmy Fallon was on it telling a great story about the after-hours party for the 40th anniversary. And he went and talked about all the celebrity, and he went into great detail. And eventually got to Prince. And around 4:30 in the morning, Dave Chappelle was there, and he said, Prince is there. You want to see if he'll come up and perform? And he's like, okay. And this is the story he tells. And he said, Prince, I hear you here. I dare you to come up and perform. It's like 4:30, and Prince was kind enough to come up and perform Let's Go Crazy. And then he tells the whole story and how it began and how the whole thing ended. And then they showed exclusive, never before seen footage of him performing at the after hours party. The whole thing of that song. And it was handheld, and it was raw video. Because usually when they have the performance, it's real polished and stuff like that. And that was the highlight of the whole special on Prince. And I forgot to mention on this one thing, they had some psychedelia on another performance he did. And he had these cool glasses like this, and they had one for the third eye. That was really neat. And then after the party performance. And they still had 35 minutes left, and they started showing something called the Prince Show, which is Fred Armisen imitating Prince, and in the guise of a talk show with Maya Rudolph as Beyonce and stuff. That's when the show faltered. I thought Fred Armisen did a really good job imitating Prince. I didn't think it was disrespectful, except for one part where they had he was pretending Robert De Niro was a mirror or something like that. That was a little bit, yeah. I mean, but that's why I don't watch Saturday Night Live, because they showed 4 skits, and it was getting very redundant very quickly. I mean, Fred Armisen did a good job of imitating Prince. I thought what was going to happen was, because it's happened with some of the other shows when they imitate someone, that person actually comes on and makes a cameo, like with Joe Pesci did when they did the Joe Pesci show with Jim Brewer, pretending he was Jim Pesci. That was still back when it was still kind of good. And Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci came on the show. That was great. But Robert De Niro did show up on one skit, and then Steve Martin was on it. But I mean, it was just... And the other imitations weren't very good. I mean, because sometimes they just phone it in. I mean, they've had things where they have, people come in and come off imitating certain celebrities, and it doesn't really make much sense. That was the only bad thing the last 35 minutes, because that's why I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore, because it skits like that, because they got old real quick. The first one was tolerable. They should just showed the very first one they showed and see if they could find some other performances of Prince to show or something. That was the only downfall of the special right there, is that. And that's not the fault of Prince at all. But he was a great talent, and like I said, I did a rest in peace video for Prince, but I thought I'd review this tribute to Prince on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I think they did a really good job, except for that those skits, because it just got old. It was just very redundant. But Fred Armisen did a great job of imitating Prince. I just thought Prince was come on and walk up there. That's why I watched till the very end, or I probably would have skipped after they showed the third one. After they started showing the third one, because it was just repeating itself. But aside from that, it was really good. The best Saturday Night Live I've seen since the one where Betty White hosted. Like I said, I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore, except once in a while. And that was the last truly great one, was Betty White, and then this one, except for the last 35 minutes. I wish they would have done something else. And then they showed like a closing thing with Prince and Steve Martin and stuff, which was cool. But aside from that, it was really good. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I'm forgiving the skits. All the performances that he did was fantastic. And then he ended one Jimmy Fallon showed his humor. He ended one of the performances like the Molly Shannon character of the cheerleader when he goes superstar at the end of one of them. That was kind of cool too. But it was very good. Anyone watching it should watch pretty much, and then when they show the Prince show, see the job Fred Armisen, and then you might want to turn to something else. That's the only time it went downhill, but it's not. They should. I wish they would show more performances of his. I think they probably had some other ones, because they had like a clip from the '80s, and I think they usually, when they have a guest, they usually have them perform twice. And they probably would have had another clip. I assume, and they had like the Batman one with the bat singer, and they showed one clip. I'm sure they had another clip that they could have filled out the show with. They could have done one Prince show, the very first one that they showed. That's the only downfall. It's not Prince's fault, and it's just, it was wild. Because I saw, what was it, Friday? They had like the nightly news, and the lead story was Prince's passing away, even though it was on Thursday. And it was something else. Prince will definitely be missed because he bridged the gap between a lot of music genres and stuff like that. Because I'm a big metal guy, but I also grew up in the 70s and 80s. I like a lot of 70s and 80s music, and Prince was no exception. Purple Rain was such a iconic milestone of an album, though. And he was still brilliant after that, but it was always tough to top that album. But 9 out of 10 for the SNL's tribute to Prince. It was really good, except when they started showing the skits. The first one was tolerable, and then it started getting redundant. But that's the only downfall, but not Prince's fault. I wish they would have shown a couple more performances, because that's what it was really about. And the guitar work he did was really cool. And it was cool, like whenever during the After Hours party video, he handed out the guitar, and you know how they have people body surfing it. They body surfed the guitar a little bit till it still had a cord on. And then they brought it back, and then he took his gloves and he left the thing. But it was really cool. So a 9 out of 10 for SNL's tribute to Prince. So until next time, buddy, please take care of my Legion, and he will definitely be missed.